Well, good morning, everyone. This is Lynn Schrader with KHI, and thank you for joining us this morning for our HRAnswerLink presentation. And so excited that you took time to listen into this presentation because, as you guys know, as employee benefits specialists and assisting our employers out there, we are being asked to do more. And so what I would ask is that you guys take a listen to what Jory has to share with you and consider adding this to your practice somehow for your employers. And so, yeah, Jory is the National Sales Manager with HRAnswerLink, and she's out on the West Coast. And so thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jory, and I'll turn it over to you. And as always, we'll take questions at the end. Go ahead, Jory.
All right, well, thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate this opportunity. We are very excited. We've had a relationship and partnership with KHI for a number of years. And what I thought I would do today is I'd like to give you a little background on who we are, what we do, and how we can help you. As Lynn mentioned, we know that the insurance industry is really changing. And where we fit into the picture is we are a virtual HR consulting company. So what that means is your group's employers that might be coming to you with HR questions, compliance questions, we can assist you. So a little background, we have been providing HR solutions for over 15 years. So we were established in 2001. We have about 900 partners across the country, and a partner would be someone such as yourself that is looking to offer HR services to their clients. And we currently have about 85,000 users, and a user would be to you guys an employer or a group that's looking for support. So, and the other thing I wanted to mention is we cover every single state. So I'm based on the West Coast. Our headquarters is Portland, Oregon, but we can provide employment law compliance support in every single state, both at the federal and state level. So let's start. When I say HR, it's such a broad term. Let's start with what I mean when I say HR compliance. What I'm sharing here is some of the typical questions that we receive that we can help. So we can help with things like hiring, termination, wage and hour, leaves, FMLA, ACA compliance, really anything to help an employer manage their employees. We're experts. And that's what we're going to be able to help you. We know that a lot of your groups are coming to you, maybe asking you to be that, in addition to a benefits expert, they're asking you HR questions. We can fill that void for you. We brand our entire solution for you. I'll be spending a little bit of time to explain when I say brand for you. And obviously spending a little time with me today and the relationship that we have with KHI is we're going to help you differentiate yourself from the competition, and then we're going to help you grow, strengthen. We're a fantastic retention and prospecting tool. So how do we do it? We start everything with a fully branded online platform, and I'm actually going to show you live the site I'm referring to, how it can be branded, content within, and the service levels we offer. So not only do we offer a portal where employers can log in and watch trainings and download forms and use handbook templates, but we offer a second tier of service. We offer an unlimited live consulting option, which means if your clients have this level of service, they can now call us, unlimited. We'll walk through that. We deliver it through the portal. They can call us. We'll build documents. We'll help them with handbooks. So it's taking it up a notch. Everything we do, we build it all in-house, including our technology. All of our team of certified HR professionals are in-house as well. So our offerings. I've mentioned the portal. We call it the HR Support Center. Let's call that level 1. That's the website that we can brand for you, which I'll show you, meaning when your clients log in, we're taking the responsibility for the content we're delivering, but we're reminding them it's a service that's being provided to them because they do business with you. So level 1, the portal we're going to look at, the website, branded for you, all the HR content. Level 2, that's kind of our reactive program. What I mean by that is HR on demand, when you turn it on for a client, if you want to, you have that ability to turn it on if you have a key group, and you don't have to, which is great as well. But let's say you do, they're going to have the ability to call, they're going to have the ability to chat, they can send emails, we'll build documents. It's reactive, and the reason I say reactive is we're waiting for that user, your client, to engage with us. Our HR Complete program is our third tier of service. With HR Complete, we have one dedicated HR professional we assign to your client. Then that pro is going to reach out, do a virtual audit, They're going to build an action plan based on their findings, meaning find out what's going on within the organization, and then build an action plan. And over the course of a year, they will proactively reach out to your client and help them. It's more of a personalized HR consulting approach. So we've got 3 levels of service. How we bill everything is on a per user, per level of service, which is nice because it allows you to control what you want to offer a client and what you want to pay for if you do. Our 4th product offering is a program we call Insight. When we spend a few minutes today inside the portal, you're going to notice that we have an entire library of on-demand trainings, meaning any of our users, your employers, your groups, can log in and watch all sorts of trainings at any time. That's included in level 1. It's part of the portal. But if you said, I would like HRAnswerLink to deliver a live webinar, I want it branded for me, I want it delivered to my clients and prospects, we have an entire catalog. These are kind of a la carte. We consider them like an add-on. If you wanted us to deliver a 30 or 60-minute live presentation on a topic of your choice, it's an option we have. And what I'll do after the call today is I will send all of you our Insight catalog and the pricing, but I just wanted you to be aware it's an option if that was something that was of interest. Now, what I'm showing to you right now is I've mentioned that all of our content is built in-house by our team of certified HR professionals. So I wanted to showcase some of their background, their expertise. You'll notice every single one of our pros is certified. We've got PHR, SPHR, Global. Our average team member has about 12 years experience, and our total team is well over 200 years of experience. We're experts. We're going to take great care of your clients. Speaking of the care, obviously we have built our business the same as you have on customer satisfaction. So a couple of things I just wanted to share on if you decided to entrust us with your clients. When we engage with a client, when they have that second tier, the on-demand where they can talk to us, every time we answer questions for them, and I will show this to you in the portal, they have a chance to give some feedback, like a little survey at the end, kind of like when you purchase something. For the past 6 years running, I've been with the company for 6 years, we have been at a 4.9 out of 5 in customer satisfaction. And that's imperative to us. And then over here on the right where I mentioned the 2 hours median response time, what I want you to know, and I'll spend a little bit more time on that as well, is with our HR on demand service, we understand if your clients are calling, they want to talk to us. We are able to answer our 800 HR on demand line 97% of the time, which is fantastic. If for some reason all of our team of 25 plus certified HR professionals happen to be on calls, we will call your client back within 10 minutes. Our goal is to make sure that when they have an issue that we're there to support them. The reason we have the 2 hours median response time, we always guarantee a 1 business day promise, but our average start to finish with all the inquiries coming in is 2 hours. So with that said, what I'd like to do is I actually would like to open up the support center and spend a few minutes with you, taking you on a tour of the site, how it's branded, and so forth. And what I'd also like to highlight today too is that what I'm sharing with you is if you wanted to have the services branded for yourself to offer to your clients. KHI also has their own branded site with our services, which means that in the event, maybe having your own site wasn't what you needed right now, you just had a client or two that you'd like to have the services, you can absolutely reach out to KHI. They will work with you and help you get your clients loaded onto their system. When I follow up with everyone who's attended the call today, I will make sure to include the person at KHI that you should reach out should that be of interest. So I did want you to know there's 2 options today. What we're going through here is you having your own branded site, you deciding which clients you'd like to give access to the services, and so forth. But do keep in mind KHI has their own branded site so that there is some option if you had just a couple clients that you'd like to have the services through their portal. Okay, so more to come on that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to happen if you decide to have your own branded site. The first thing, we are going to create a unique URL. We are going to brand this entire login page for you. So your logo is going to display in the left corner. If you wanted to personalize this text box, again, this would be when you add a client, your clients would get an email that would direct them to your login page. So this is what your clients would see. And every single one of our users, as I mentioned, over 85,000, has their own unique username and password to log into the system. Everyone who's on the call today, with my follow-up information, you will also receive access to this demo site so that you can log in, spend a little time, browse around, and maybe watch some of the trainings, download the forms, and so forth. So we are inside the HR Support Center. So from your client's perspective, when they log in, your logo displays right here in the left corner. It will say, "Welcome to the HR Support Center." This will be your company name. This entire homepage text box, if again you wanted to, you don't have to. We'll set it all up with default text. Don't feel that there's a lot of prep here to get signed up and ready to go. It's very automated. But if you wanted a personal message, you wanted to thank your clients, talk about other services, that page right there can be controlled by you. Also from a branding standpoint, this color scheme, this blue and the green, we will also set it up to match your logo and website, so giving that branded, customized feel. From a content perspective, when your clients log into the site, they will have access to all of the content delivered through these 5 menus. So this is where they can download the forms, the I-9s, the job descriptions, the offer letters, the interview guide, the questions to avoid. They can use the handbook wizard tools. They can watch all the trainings. This is where all the content is delivered for them. On the right, we have that second tier of service I mentioned, the HR on demand, the reactive. So here's how it works. I mentioned earlier that when you have your own site, you can decide client by client what level of service you'd like to provide and what you want to pay for. So let's say you're going to give all 100 of your groups access to the portal. You want them to have access to the content. They will get branded emails, which I'll cover. So they'll get a newsletter. They'll get critical employment law updates. Again, all branded for you. Then you have a couple clients that you want to give the second tier of service. So the clients that you've not turned on HR on demand for, here's what they see. They will have the ability to purchase the unlimited live consulting. I will walk you through every piece of this content, what's included, but they will be able to purchase it for $39. What that means is we will process their credit card and you will get a revenue share. And I will discuss that again as part of the special pricing that's offered to KHI Solution brokers. They do absorb some of the costs for their brokers, and I'll be walking you through that today. But here's one thing I was going to say. This is still a subsidized rate. What it means is your client cannot call our direct division and get this level of service at this price. It starts at several $100s. The only reason they can purchase it is because, obviously, of your partnership with KHI and you have our services. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log back in as a user that has HR on demand. Now, one thing I didn't mention is we've looked at the pricing if a client wanted to purchase HR on demand. What if you, the broker, wanted to turn that on and pay for your client? You get a 50% discount. So if you turn on HR on demand for a key client, we will bill you $19.50 per user per month. That's your discount. And again, I'll go through the whole pricing, but just as we're kind of walking through here. So again, your clients can buy it or you can turn it on. They do not know the price that you pay because we're billing you direct. All right, so now we've logged in and I am a client that has the service now. Notice at the top, we have a live chat feature. So now that HR on demand has been enabled, your clients can chat with our team of certified in-house pros. The second, all of the menu items enable. So the Ask the Pro feature, there's the phone number. Now your clients can call. There's the hours that were available. There's our commitment right there we talked about. And notice too in the middle, your clients can email. So now they can email, call, chat, full access to our team, 12-hour window. What I do like as well is although we're a virtual HR consulting company, we strive to make HR as personal as possible. So one of the features that we've built within our portal is our Team Spotlight. So and you'll be able to take a look at this as well, as your clients are engaging with, talking to our pros, they can see, who is Jenny? What's her background? Build a little better understanding of their credibility and that bond and relationship that they're creating, that trust with these pros. So you can take a look through our HR Team Spotlight here. It'll highlight all of our pros, their background, their certifications. So now we can call, we can chat, we can email, we can build documents. So the site is full of all sorts of downloadable, customizable templates, as I kind of referenced earlier. Performance review, offer letters, termination, job descriptions, all of those types of forms. But with On Demand, when we can engage with your clients, we can now create unique documents for them. Maybe they didn't find a job description, or they're dealing with a very difficult termination, and they'd like us to not only help walk them through that process, but to create the letter as well. Policy customization. We'll go through the fact we'll build entire handbooks for your clients, but maybe they're just looking to build a policy. We have a full policy library of language that can easily be downloaded, incorporated into documents, or again, with On Demand, they can talk to us, they can ask us to review a policy or to create one for them. Maybe they've decided it's time for a social media policy. Employee handbooks. Let's take a couple minutes here. So there's 2 levels of handbook support that we offer. The first is at the basic level, so not On Demand. Under our tools, we offer a single state handbook wizard. It means that any employer can come in here. It takes about 20, 30 minutes. They're going to go through 30 or 40 questions, right? We're going to gather information, how many employees, what state, how many vacation days, the information we need. Then we are going to create a single state compliant handbook in Word. This is basic level. They don't have On Demand. And under My Account, we are going to upload that handbook right here that they can download. Now, over here, what can we do now that they have On Demand? Well, the first, we can create a multi-state handbook. The second is we can have a consultation with them now and review the handbook. So notice, 2 levels of service, 2 handbook levels of support. So website, they can go through the wizard. We don't interact with them. We just gather information and we provide a handbook. Or On Demand, we take it up a notch. They can have the consultation and we can certainly build a multi-state handbook. This is a tremendous value to any employer. Also with our On Demand service, we do conduct a live harassment prevention training every single quarter. Our next session will be May 3rd. It is a 2-hour live webinar. It's interactive. We do provide a certificate of completion. And should you have any clients that are in California, Connecticut, or Maine, it does cover that AB 1825 mandated training requirement. Now, this is our live webinar, but under our learning library, this is where we have an entire library of on-demand training sessions. It's included with the basic passage. So, and I will spend a couple minutes going through the site, but I just wanted to highlight those are all available on demand anytime. We add new trainings all the time. Last but not least, with our HR On Demand service, you're going to notice My Tickets. This is where we are going to capture every question, every answer, every document that we have created for your client. It's their unique ticketing history that we can capture for them. What you'll notice here is just some samples of what the question might be, how we've answered it. At the bottom, your clients can call if they want to talk to that pro again. They could ask a follow-up question. And then remember earlier I talked about our satisfaction survey ratings, the 4.9 out of 5. This is where we're getting that feedback. This allows us to make sure that if for some reason one of our users was not happy, they give us some feedback, we can reach out to them and find out what we can do differently, where the disconnect was. So that's just samples of what it's going to look like with My Tickets. Now, one thing I'm going to mention here is I get asked quite often, and as Lynn mentioned at the end, we're going to open it up to chat and questions, but I get asked quite regularly, am I going to have any ability, if I'm giving my clients access to the service, to have any access to utilization? We have a dashboard package. The normal cost is $50 a month, but it is completely covered by KHI, and I'll go over that. So the answer is you will have access to our dashboard. What that means to you is you will be able to go in and look at your clients, client by client, see when they're logging in, what date, what emails they're opening, if they're asking HR On Demand questions, how many tickets they've submitted, the type of content they're looking at, and so forth. So just know you will have full access to your client's utilization. It allows you to control, again, this helps you control who's using the service, who might not be able to engage with them. If you've turned on HR On Demand and maybe a client's not using it, you could reach out, you can turn it off and turn it back on when they need it. So we'll go through that a little bit further. The next piece I want to highlight here is this admin toolbar. So this, first of all, is only going to be visible to you guys as the broker or whoever in your organization that you identify as the site administrator. What I mean is the person who's going to add your clients, the person that we just talked about that can access client utilization. Those areas that I mentioned that we can customize in the site, you'll be able to control all of that here. Now, I won't go through a full admin training today. What I'll just mention to you is if you decide that this is a great option for you and you'd like to enhance your product offerings, start using the service. When we set you up and brand your site, we will create an entire library array of branded marketing materials for you. We will also give you a video. I'll be sharing this video with you. It's a 5-minute tutorial that will show your clients how to navigate the site, the importance, the highlights. We'll do all of that as well as provide you with a personal one-on-one admin training where we'll walk you through, or whoever you've assigned as your admins, and show you how to add the clients, utilize all this information. It's very, very easy to use, user-friendly, quick. Everything in our system is automated. Now, I mentioned a little while ago that when you give someone access to the portal, so we'll call HR Support Center Level 1, they're going to receive some emails. I want to just show you quickly what those look like, and I'll also be sending all of you not only a login, not only the special KHI pricing and who to reach out to if by chance you just want to have your clients added to their site. You'll get all of that from me. But I'm also going to send you samples of these emails that go out so you can see the content, the branding perspective around it. So the first thing that happens when you add a client is our system automatically sends a welcome email. So this is going to be the first email you get from me. It's going to be, when it goes to your clients, it will say, welcome to the HR Support Center, and it's going to have your company name here. It's going to have your logo. This text box here, you guys can personalize the message if you want. There'll be some default, but if you wanted to personalize that message, you can. This login right here, this button is going to take that user to that login page we looked at together that's now branded for your agency. And notice it's going to contain their username and password as well as your company information. Everything is white labeled for you. You're not going to see HRAnswerLink anywhere. When they call the hotline, the HR On Demand hotline, we answer it, HR On Demand. How can we help you? We identify their username and we know they're your client. So everything is white labeled for you. That's the first email. The second email that goes out is once a month, we send out a branded newsletter. It goes out the first business day of the month. We will upload it under this admin portal panel 5 business days before we send it out to all the users. If you want to look at it, read it before it goes out, you'll have that ability, again, branded for you. You'll also be able to come in here and if you wanted to personalize this message to all the users on your site, so not individual users, but all the clients or prospects you've given access to your site, you can control that message. This will go out the first business day of every month. The other feature I mentioned that with KHI, all their brokers, they absorb the cost for the dashboard, the utilization. We have a prospecting package. We charge $50 a month. Again, no charge to you. This is important because KHI wants you guys to have access to the prospecting package, so they will absorb that cost as well for their brokers. What that prospecting package means to you is you are going to be able to upload 1,000 emails of prospects into the system. And every month when we send this newsletter out to your users on the support center, it will go out to your prospects as well. And there's one other email that will go out as well. So as you're going out, you're, working, looking at new business, want to kind of have a way to stay in front of them, something new, you can come back, add them 10 seconds, add the company email name, and every month now they're going to get this newsletter. They're just going to be reminded if they do business with you, they're going to have some HR support as well, and it's all branded for you. The second email that we send out is once a week. We send out what we call our HR snapshot. And again, remember, I'll be sending you a sample of each one so you can see what it looks like from your client's view in their inbox. But what it is it's a question that we've taken through our HR On Demand hotline. And maybe it's one that we've answered 150 times that week or 500. But we take a question, we sanitize it so there's nothing personal. We brand it for you. It goes out on Wednesday. And what I love about this feature, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from our users, is that we highlight a question, but then we answer it. So instead of saying, this is the question here, you got to log into the site. No, it's right here. If that's a question you are curious about, there's the answer right there, completely branded for you, your contact information. That goes out to all your users. And again, if you're utilizing the prospect package, they would get a copy of this as well. And the third email that will go out periodically, and I will send you samples, is whenever there's a federal or state critical employment law change, something big happens, we send out notifications via email branded for you. They go out to your clients based on their profile. So what that means is California paid sick leave, an employer in New York doesn't care, and vice versa. We make sure that based on your client's profile, the state or states that they've indicated they do business, that we will send content that's relevant to them. That's also going to be the same look and feel for them as they navigate the site. What I mean by that is, if I go to laws at a glance, I'm based in California, as I've shared. So now when I click on it, I'm going to see California at a glance, not all 50 states. So immediately it's going to take me to content that's relevant to me. Same concept for your clients, their experience. So now that we know that we've got the admin toolbar here, you know that you're going to have the ability with the prospecting package, client utilization, you know the branded emails that are going to go out. What I'd like to do now is just walk through some pricing. And certainly, as we're going along here, feel free to start chatting in some questions. We'll be getting ready to answer those in the next couple minutes here. What I'd like to do is spend a few minutes, walk through some pricing, spend a little bit of time in the site, and then we'll start getting ready to wrap things up. Okay, so from a pricing perspective, I've kind of highlighted a few things as we walk through, but now I want to really break it down for you. So here's how it works. To get started with us, we have a $399 setup fee. However, KHI absorbs $300 for all their brokers. Your one-time fee, and I say one-time, this is just your first time, it's just to work with us. Your first invoice is $99. What does that do for you? That gets your site set up, your training, your marketing materials, and of course, the ongoing support. From there, anytime you want to give a user a login to the portal, right? That's all the content that I've started to walk through, the handbook wizard, the trainings, the forms, the documents, the emails. We charge you $1 per user per month. I mentioned the on-demand as we walked through that feature. If you turn it on, we're going to charge you $19.50 a month for a client. If you choose not to, you know that they can buy it for $39 a month and you will get a revenue share. Last but not least, we have our $100 monthly minimum. What does that mean? The $100 monthly minimum means we're going to run a report each month. We're going to look at how many users you have on the site, what level of service you've given them. We're going to add it all together and bill you that exact amount. Unless it doesn't quite reach $100, that's your minimum. It's not in addition to. Now, I've mentioned a couple times this revenue share. It's 15% for KHI solution brokers. What that means is if someone in your site purchases the on-demand service, we will give you a revenue share each month of 15%. Or, as you know, you get the discount. I've kind of highlighted as we walk through some of the additional features that will be turned on. The analytics dashboard, that's the client utilization. The normal charge is $50. There's no charge to you. These are all included, $150 a month for all KHI solution brokers. So all of these will be enabled. There will be no charge to you. The prospecting package, where I just showed you guys the newsletter, those emails that would go out at no charge. The third piece here is if there's some content, and I'll show you there's a couple pieces of content that you wanted to be able to extract and have as a standalone widget on your website, and I'll show you what those features are. You'll have that ability. Again, we'll enable that as well. So all these are going to be turned on. No $150 charge a month. That's part of what KHI is going to absorb. So now that we've talked about, you get the $300 discount off the setup fee. You're getting this $150 monthly package every month, and you're getting that 15% revenue share. And again, this is if you want your own branded site. And then do keep in mind if you're like, well, I just have one or two clients, I really want them to have this service, I'm not quite ready for my own site. Again, KHI has our services. They'd be happy to work with you. Make sure your clients have access to what you need. So what I'm going to do is just spend a couple more minutes here on the site, and then I'll definitely get ready to start opening things up to some questions for you guys. So from a site perspective, we've looked at a couple things. I just want to kind of walk through it. So from a navigation standpoint, the best way to search the site is our site-wide search toolbar right here. So if you have no idea where to start, you can start here. Let's just say one of your clients is dealing with FMLA. They type in FMLA. What I love is our site is we're now going to show you every piece of content that we have that's relevant to FMLA, and we're going to categorize it by the type of content. Is it a form you're looking for? Is it a guide? Do you need a training? Here's some trainings. And then also over here, the filtering system is going to allow, as you're on any page of the site, to filter by topic. So that's one way to search the site. The second is our topics page. This is where we've highlighted some of our hottest topics, questions that we receive the most frequently. And what we've done is we've built like one-stop shop pages. So let's say your clients are looking for something with ACA. We have captured every piece of content. We have filtered it again by content type. So now with ACA, I can go over here and decide, I just want to see, do you guys have an ACA calculator? Well, we do. Okay, perfect. I just want to see what kind of guides you have. There they are. So it really allows to not only filter all the content by specific type. The other feature you'll notice on our topics page is on the right. We've built in our quick links. Our HR pros have said, okay, we know you're interested in ACA now. Here's some recommendations of content you think you might want to take a look at. We highlight what's new. And then, of course, what's most popular. What are our users downloading the most right now? This will look the same for all these pages here. We looked at the laws very briefly, just the fact these are every single federal and state employment law. We've summarized them. And then obviously we've built in our at a glance feature where we've taken some of the most common employment law issues for the state and we've categorized them right here on the front page. Our learning library, this is our entire robust on-demand trainings. So we have a 2-minute training library, which I love. This is designed for when employers have just a couple minutes. They just want, a quick kind of overview, best practices, some tips on some very specific topics. We always highlight our most recent training at the top here. We also have our filtering system here on the left. So I could come in and say, well, I just want to know, do you have any 2-minute trainings on this topic? We have articles. So if your employers want to log in and read some of our various articles, they can take a look here. Also, we have, one of the things I didn't mention is we have the ability for users to favorite items, tell us what they think. And then under my account, this is where when they're highlighting and favoriting items, they can come back to it. So it allows them as they're kind of going through to personalize the site. I want to come back to this. I want to follow this topic. This allows them, again, to kind of have that social media feel in the sense that the site is being personalized for them with their own user experience. We also have infographics where we've taken some complex topics and we've broken them down. We have a news desk, a Q&A stream. Those are some of the questions that come through our on-demand hotline. We also send them out in emails that we talked about. And then our very complex training library. What I mean by that, these are our full-blown on-demand training sessions. They're about 20 to 30 minutes. They're full built in-house PowerPoint presentations by our team of certified pros. And again, always the most recent at the top, always the filtering system here at the left to go through and say, well, I just want to know, do you have something on leaves? There's what we have on leaves. It just allows the user to really find what they specifically need very quickly. What does it look like to watch one of our trainings? Just a little YouTube video. They'll press play right here. And what I do like too is as our pros are walking through, providing guidance and advice on this topic, if they're recommending anything, we're providing links or any related content right there as well. From a tools perspective, we have all sorts of calculators. Cost per hire, employee turnover, absenteeism, full-time equivalent, penalties. Great interactive tools. We looked at the handbook wizard. This fitness tool, this is our HR fitness test. This is one of the pieces of content that if you guys wanted to extract it as a widget on your website, we will give you the coding. That's part of that $50 package. And what it is it's basically a 10 questionnaire. Begin the test. And this is available on the site, but basically goes through and asks the employer 10 questions. Do you understand the risks associated with termination? Do your managers formally document performance issues, and so forth? Do you have a handbook? When your client is done, under, again, my account, remember, that's where they can get their handbooks. they will be able to see under HR fitness tests here. They're going to see, we're going to upload a report, we're going to give them a score, and then we're going to provide them with a summarized answer to each question. So now we're going to help them understand where there might be some gray areas with regards to compliance, but you guys have now given them the tools. You will be able to see under your client, under the dashboard, under your client engagement, who's taken this test, what score they have, and also if you use it as a widget on your website, you can use it as a prospecting tool because you will get the emails of anybody who takes it. So that's just another. And the other widget that we do provide is our HR Cast. These are pod libraries. These are audio casts. That's another piece of content that if you wanted to have your web developer incorporate it as some content on your site, you will have those tools. One other thing I didn't mention here, under my account, we've talked about if they do the handbooks, they're going to receive their handbook here. We've talked about if they take the fitness test. We also have a free mobile app. So any of your tech-savvy clients that want to interact and utilize the services on their mobile device can download our app for free. That's how they can set it up. And we've talked about them managing their subscriptions, their favorites, what they like about the site. So that's individual. This account is individual to each one of your clients. Again, the admin toolbar is visible to just you. Your clients don't see that. And then over here, we also feature a job description library. This is where your clients, we have about 200 customizable job description templates. They can all be downloaded in Word, and they can be customized. We have a nice previewing feature as well. So I can take a look at the document and make sure it's what I want before I download it. There we go. And then you'll see the red where we've made some recommendations where your clients can customize. And then last but not least, our documents area. This is where we upload all of those forms I've mentioned, like the I-9s, the W-2s, the offer letters, the interview guides, and so forth. We upload everything that we can in a Word document to allow for flexibility of customization with, of course, the exception of, excuse me, of the federal forms. So that's very, very quick high level. So what I'd like to say is after the call, you're going to get access to the site. You're going to get pricing information. Also, I do know that if you are interested right now in the handouts area of the GoToWebinar toolbar, you can download the pricing form, and there's also a marketing piece that highlights HR on demand. You're welcome to download those now, but you'll certainly be getting a follow-up email from me as well. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over for Lynn for just a moment, see if she has anything she'd like to add, and then we can certainly open things up to some questions. But I would really like to thank all of you for this opportunity and certainly hope there's a chance to work together, and especially to KHI for allowing me this time and for their wonderful partnership and support of us as well.
Great. Well, thanks, Jory. And wow, I don't know about you guys, but that was the fire hose, right? That was a lot of great, great information. So Jory, thank you for that. Please type in any questions that you might have. And the first question we have is really on employer onboarding. So as the question is around that, but I'm going to give a little more around that question, which is, as you know, a lot of times we want to bring on a client, but for us to sit down and do what you just did with them to show them the value of this, what kind of tools do you have and support do you provide to us and or our employer to try to bring them up to speed to see all the great things that they could use on this platform?
No, great, thank you. And I think, first of all, what's going to happen is when you guys just kind of take a look at the site without all the pricing and the branding and all that information, because your client's just going to log in to the site, it's extremely intuitive and user-friendly. But the tools that we're going to provide you, one, is we're going to make sure that everybody on your team understands the services. Second, we're going to have some really powerful marketing materials. And third, we have a fantastic, which I will send everyone a copy of, 5-minute great tutorial video that truly just shows a user, and I would love for you guys to take a look at it, when you log in, where you go, and the value of what's in there. And I think there's not a question. The second they call the HR on Demand hotline, that's when they get hooked if they have that level of service. Because once they know, they don't even have to look in the site and they can just pick up the phone and call someone, and we're going to walk them through everything. I think that's they start building that relationship right away.
Excellent. Well, good. I think, too, that typically we're providing a lot of this or trying to provide a lot of this information to our clients, and it takes a lot of time for us. So I really challenge all of our agents on the call to think about that 1 or 2 clients that really bog you down with HR type questions, and how are you getting those answered today? And if you had access, would it be worth $20 a month to you to provide that benefit to them so that you're pulled out of that and you're then turning them on? And again, it's you doing that for them. So you're still staying connected to them, but providing them that value. That's great. Another question is, what are your hours for the call center?
Oh, great. Thank you. It's 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific, or 8 to 8 Eastern. So it's a 12-hour window, Monday through Friday.
Great. And I think you did say that there's a chance for somebody to email or text a question or something like that. Is that possible? 24/7. So if they're want to have a question,
email it. No, the chat feature will be live with the hours of operation, because we have an HR Pro. So that would be the Monday through Friday from 5 to 5 Pacific. But they can email at any time. It'll just be answered as far as queue within the business day time frame. But yes, they could email at any time.
Okay, great. Yes, and good. Another question was, do we have your contact info? So there you go on how to get a hold of Jory. But I did tell Jory that I would give her the list of all of the folks that not only registered but also attended the event, because I think there were some that couldn't get on the call this morning, but she'll be reaching out to you. Another question is, can I use this inside of my agency? I don't know about you guys, but I was thinking some of that same thing. I think that's why we got this, because how about job descriptions? Do you have job descriptions for the personnel inside of your agency? Like, how could you guys utilize this? So maybe, Jory, can you just share a little bit about how agents that you've seen in the past are not only using this for their clients, but they're using it to better run their own agency?
No, that's a great question. I would say, as I mentioned, I've been with the company about 6 years now. I've been focusing on our insurance channel. So we have well over 500 plus brokers that are with us now and growing every day. And you're right, there's 2 features here. There's the fact of getting bogged down with the HR questions, putting themselves at liability to answer those questions, because there are gray areas. We take that responsibility. But at the same point, you're right. If you've got a couple employees, do you have a handbook? Do you have internal personal issues? Do you need to run some HR questions by us? So if you have a few employees, wouldn't it be a great resource for you as well? So many of our brokers that do have a couple, they absolutely utilize it. They actually, some of them said, I just had a couple employees, so I didn't think I need a handbook, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Or I've never had to deal with this type of an issue. Can you help me? So think of it as twofold: helping your clients, building that, that synergy, that additional value of service, that stickiness, that prospecting, but also, do you need help? Well, there's no better way and no better pricing option than if you're a partner of ours to be able to utilize this service for your own business. So very, very good question and great point, Lynn.
So it looks like our final question, unless anybody has anything else, but another question here then, can we get started rather and work with KHI on their branded site, and then once we see it, we get comfortable with it, then migrate over to the platform we may own this ourselves?
Yes, so absolutely. We have a partnership with KHI, and they want to make this as seamless as possible. So if, yes, you reached out and KHI added your client or 2 and you realized, you know what, I want the services, we could set you up and we could actually migrate those clients over seamlessly. So nothing would change for them except for the next time they logged in, we'd even keep their ticketing history. They would log into your site. So that is absolutely an option too.
Great, and I'll just chime on to that we want to make this really easy for you guys to get into and try it. And so for those agents that really serve the employer group market, and I mean, there's some that might have only one case, but those of you that are on the call and others I know that are interested have more than one group case, you can start out. Now remember, it would be a KHI branded site that they would see. So you'd need to explain to them that this is my back office, this is my wholesaler, however you explain us. We simply charge you guys $1 per employer group per month. We do give you several logins to begin with. So this is where I think, and Jory said earlier, just reach out to our team, Nakia, Allison, Tricia. Reach out to them if you have interest, you've not engaged this platform before. And then, like we said, from there, then you may want to be able to migrate over. So thanks, Jory, for that. And if you just explain to your client, this is a new product I'm trialing, or you want to talk to them about, try this together with me, that kind of a thing, and see how you like it. So we think it's a great solution. We know that Zywave has an HR portal built into their platform. Many of you have not made that commitment to do Xywave, which is, I think, what I've heard from you is quite expensive. So as you know, we're looking at standalone enrollment platforms, standalone HR portal access, so that you don't have to go out and buy this expensive system to maybe get things that you don't need. We're trying to bring you those things at a discounted level because of working through KHI for your employer group. So, you know, just like we use Dynamis for all of our quoting for our larger cases, and that really helps you with that, you know, how to do the quoting. So this is just one more solution that we're trying to bring to you guys. And yeah, and so I think I'll close it at that. I don't see any other questions that have come in. So obviously, Jory, you've done a great job. Please reach out to our group team or reach out to Jory directly if you're pretty sure you want to move ahead with a branded solution. I'd say just go get to Jory right away and get going on it. But now's the time to do it right before fourth quarter, right? So.
Yeah. And two, I'll just add, Lynn, too, obviously we covered a lot. If you guys, I'll have my contact information, a way for you guys to access my calendar if you just want to have a couple minutes chat with me, or if you're like, you know what, I have other team members in my group that I'd like you to present to. Whatever you need, I am your ongoing resource. And again, we really value this partnership, and I really appreciate the opportunity, spending some time with me today. So I'll look forward to getting follow-ups to everyone, and as Lynn said, maybe there'll be a chance for us to all work together. So thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, everybody. And hey, as we always do, this is recorded. Will be out on our website by this afternoon. So if you've got other coworkers or folks that you know needed to hear this, please let them know, and we'll have this up on our website this afternoon. So thanks, Jory. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Stay dry out there. It's wet here in Des Moines. So everybody take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.